and Brad, the two most famous physical therapists on the internet.
Hi folks, I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
Okay then,
Thought I'd
Bob.
get your attention.
Oh, in our opinion, of course.
Right, in our opinion. Today, Brad, we're going to talk about how sitting destroys you and how it's really worse than smoking. And we're also going to do a review of these two deaths.
Okay, but
We're going to do all of it.
worse than smoking.
Right, that's, this is based upon the work of James Levine. He's a PhD MD at the Mayo Clinic, endocrinologist. And he studied the harmful effects of sitting, prolonged sitting, for over 15 years. So he's an expert on it.
Okay, so we're talking about people that oftentimes maybe sit for their job, sit at home a lot.
What he found is those that sit more than 6 hours a day are generally at risk. And you know what the problem is, Brad?
Back?
You know what the average is?
What? Oh.
9 hours a day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we got a whole population that's running into trouble here.
I have a feeling like 50 years ago that those numbers would be quite different.
Right, exactly. And by the way, Brad, I see a couple new people out there.
I do too.
New to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We have a subscribe button right here, or maybe it might be down here if you're on your phone.
Right.
We provide videos on how to stay healthy, fit, and pain-free, and we upload every day.
There you go.
All right. Well, I'm going to read a quote by him, Dr. Levine.
Okay,
he said,
then.
Sitting is more dangerous than smoking. It kills more people than HIV and is more treacherous than parachuting. Can you believe that?
Well, it's a bit to swallow, but obviously he's been studying, and he's a doctor. He's at Mayo. He's got a lot of, it's just not something that came out of the blue.
Right. He's a research scientist, so he's found out, and I'm gonna go down kind of the list here, Brad, of some of the things that it did.
Sure.
It produced more fat cells, so it's making us fatter.
Sure.
In fact, they said right in your bottom even, they tend to accumulate there, which makes sense,
Right.
Increased risk for diabetes, or if you have diabetes, it's going to make your diabetes worse.
Right. We know exercise makes it better, so it makes sense.
Right. Increased blood pressure and heart disease.
That makes sense.
Not a fun thing. This is the one that was surprising to me. You are more prone to breast cancer, colon cancer, and prostate cancer. He said multiple cancers you're more prone to with increased sitting.
With sitting more than 6 hours a day.
Yeah, yeah. These are kind of a little devastating to hear, aren't they, Brad?
Well, it's getting my attention. Let me put it that way, Bob.
You're more prone to depression. And the one that we really understand, Brad, is that you're more likely to have back and neck pain.
Right.
And we've talked about this where sitting, back pain used to be a lifting problem. Now it's a sitting problem.
Right. That's what maybe a lot of people don't understand, but we've had videos explaining it and explaining the mechanics of it and why it's a problem.
Lucky for all of you, though, we have found an answer. We found a company with the answer.
Oh, yeah. This is nice.
Flexispot.
Okay.
Flexispot.com, and they make a lot of different devices, actually, Brad. But this is one of them. It's a sit-stand table or desk.
Sure.
And this is the 35-inch, so it's 35 inches wide.
Okay.
And I got to just tell you, first off, before we even show you how this works, we've had people walking into our clinic here, and they all want to take this with them. I mean, they're all finding this. All the staff comes in, and they're like, well, can I have one?
Yeah, exactly.
So there's a lot of need for it. My wife uses one at work.
Right.
And she actually, what they recommend with this, and let's show how it works, huh,
Sure.
Brad? So it's very easy. It's if what you're going to do is you can stay sitting, and then every so often you can just raise it up, and it'll raise up your computer and everything along with it. And then you have the keyboard right here. Very solid device, wouldn't you say, Brad? Oh, you're higher than me.
You better believe. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. The first time I used this, by the way, I didn't realize that there was levels.
Yeah.
So I stopped here. I'm going, well, this isn't going to help me. I'm really tall. But no, it goes way up. Very easy to use. I think it's got a 35-pound weight limit.
Okay.
So I can't put you on top of it.
No. But you're not going to find a computer. You might, if you're going to put a lot of books on here or whatever, although most people aren't doing that anymore.
It takes a lot to hit 35
You're going to be fine,
pounds.
35 pounds. And you put more weight on it, makes it a little easier to adjust, to go down.
And what they recommend is, Brad, every 30 minutes that you want to stand for 8.
Okay.
So, they're not saying stand for the entire time, which my wife does a lot more of that, she says. She stands more than that. And then move for 2. So you want to actually do some exercises or something, and we're going to show some of the exercises you can do with that. Why don't we start and do that first?
Okay.
Brad? So When you stand up, what's nice about this, it's going to be easier to do some of these exercises than if you're sitting. But let's start off with the ones you can do even sitting. That'd be neck exercises.
Yep, you bet.
So neck retraction,
Sure,
Brad.
we're going to tuck
So
back
chin
like
tucks.
this. There we go. If I look straight on,
Yep.
it's here. It's not down and back. It's
Yep.
straight
And this is
back.
to try to combat the fact that you're going to be like this quite often when you're sitting. And that's what's
Right.
nice about the standing. Right away, it brings you up into better
Right.
posture. All right, next one, Brad. We do.
I like to do the one where you go over to the side, which stretches out some scalene muscles in the neck, which are really important for posture, and it helps circulation into the shoulder and the arms, which is a small thing, but it can be a big thing. So easy stretch.
You could take fingertips.
Exactly.
Not hand, fingertips. That way you won't stretch too hard.
Gently. You can hold these just, a few seconds is good if you do them throughout the day.
Then you can go the opposite direction.
It feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
It does,
actually does.
absolutely.
It's a good stretch.
So we do the chin tuck first, scalene stretch both directions.
Probably rotations.
Yeah, the shoulder rotate.
Oh,
the neck.
these.
We'll
Yeah.
stick with the neck, sure.
Yeah. Turn. No, I meant
Oh,
just
right
rotating
and
to
left.
The right,
Yes.
rotating to the left. Give a little extra stretch.
Yeah.
Don't go into the pain zones.
And I'm going to give a little overpressure as long as it doesn't hurt. If it feels like
Yeah.
a good stretch, you can go ahead and do this. That way, when you look behind you, when you're driving, you can see better.
That works out good, doesn't it,
makes a
Brad?
difference.
All right, rotations.
Those upper traps, Bob, they
Yeah.
get tight.
And tend to get pulled forward.
Right.
So it's good to work them back, I think, and really
Yep.
stretch them out.
So this part going back and down, that's a key
You
part.
can even do a stretch like this, Brad. Kind of just stretch back like this.
Yep.
You know,
And what I like to do, Bob, is I actually take a towel. We got all these little towels in here. Where's the big towel? There it is.
I don't think you still fought a big one.
I'm going to put that behind my neck.
And go like that?
Because a lot of people have a hard time getting behind like that if they're older, their shoulder problems, and that's a little more easy to do.
This is where this works out really good, Brad, is because this is a hard stretch to do normally. Is I want you just to do some rotations
Yeah.
here like this. Gentle rotations. Really good posture while you're doing it.
And some of these things you can work while you're doing this if you're not need a keyboard.
Well,
you
what
can
they
look
have
at the
found,
screen.
Brad, without a doubt, is that you're more productive if you take that 2 minutes to stretch than you would be if you kept focused on
Right,
your work.
it gets your circulation going,
Yes,
you
it
feel
does.
better, and you can be more productive.
More awake
Yep,
and
absolutely.
more concentration. Some back extensions, Brad.
You bet.
Again, you can't do these sitting. So this
Yeah.
is really a good one to do when you're standing. Okay. I'd even maybe do a few of these, Brad. Getting up on your toes.
You bet.
And up on your heels.
Yep. Get that circulation going all the
Yep.
way from the feet, get it worked up towards the core.
One thing, this is a little bit of a strange one, but you can actually grab your ankles and do a hip flexor stretch, because one of the things that tightens up when you're sitting is the muscles right here. Yeah, your hip
Right.
flexors.
Right.
So this is a great stretch to do to loosen things up.
If you
do
got
both
the balance,
sides.
you know.
Yeah.
If you
Well,
have
you
a
got
hard
the desk to hold on to, Brad.
right, right. And some people, this still might be, challenging. So especially if they're older.
So this desk is, I saw a price for $299. I'm sure there might be variations on there. Well worth it. Brad and I can't wait to take these home. You're going to take one home. I'm going to take one home.
I'm planning for my new study with this. Do we got time for the hand stretch?
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah, the hand one.
Okay,
Yeah.
this one, make gentle fists out like this, and the first thing you do is bend your wrist down and then rotate out. So Bob's showing you the
This
front
is a
view.
great one to do.
Yeah. This one is
I
going
can't
to
believe
help.
I forgot this one.
Yes, I know, Bob. That's okay. I forgot about it too for a little bit. And it came to me. Then
The
stretching
stretch like
backwards.
this, yeah.
I don't like to go on the very fingertips and pull really hard. That's a little more than you need. Right at the
pull
base.
in the base.
Gentle stretch.
All right, now, before you leave, we're going to actually do a little bit, we're going to show a little commercial.
Oh.
We're going to do a 2-minute commercial at the end here, and we're going to put this on Facebook. So, I want you to do two things. Watch it and let us know what you think about it.
Yes.
And then the second thing is make sure you go to Facebook and like our page.
Yeah.
So,
I like it.
all right, well, good. All right, watch the commercial.
Take care.
Hi, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
James Levine, MD, PhD at the Mayo Clinic, a research scientist, has studied the dangers of sitting for over 15 years.
And
Dr. Levine discovered that people who sit greater than 6 hours a day produce more fat cells. They also have increased risk for diabetes. They also have increased blood pressure, heart disease. They're also more prone to breast cancer, colon cancer, and even prostate cancer, multiple cancers. And finally, they are more prone to, what are you doing here? More prone to depression, back pain, and neck pain. Okay, lucky for you, we have found a company with the answer, Flexispot, Flexispot.com. They provide these sit-to-stand desks that can get you from the dreaded sitting up to standing. And what they recommend is, out of a half hour, you have 20 minutes of sitting,
8 minutes of standing,
and 2 minutes of moving. Which, you know what that means, Brad?
yeah, we can shuffle and
We can
dance.
dance for 2 minutes.
Watch it.